If you or your family is touched by autism, learn more about Freddy's Foundation at #PopTheTap at FreddyThePizzaman.com. That's FREDI, thepizzaman.com, or email FreddyThePizzaman@gmail.com.
This is Inside the Pizza Oven, the podcast that explores the best, most innovative, and relevant pizzerias and restaurateurs in America. Now here's your host, Freddy the Pizza Man, Freddie Bello.
What's up, everyone? Welcome into the podcast, Inside the Pizza Oven. I am Freddie Bello, better known as Freddie the Pizza Man. Hope all is well. Today we head out to Pennsylvania. We talk to World Pizza Champion Tony Cerimele of New Columbus Pizza Company and all the good things he's doing. And we are at the end of October, so we're at the end of National Pizza Month. So I hope everyone had a great pizza month. October is a great month for pizza, and with Halloween around the corner, it's always a great pizza day. So before we get on with Tony there in Pennsylvania, I just want to remind everyone you can find the podcast on iTunes, also YouTube. I also put it out on my social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. All you have to do is search Freddy the Pizza Man. That's FREDI, the Pizza Man. And quick reminder, the Super Bowl squares. I sell Super Bowl squares every year, and the $75 per square. You can win up to $1,250 first, $1,250 total, excuse me. And that's going to be $250 first quarter, $250 second quarter, $250 third quarter, and then $500 for the final score. It's $75 a square, and all the money raised through the football squares goes toward my charity to equip more sensory rooms for the foundation. So check out the website, FreddyThePizzaman.com, FREDI, thepizzaman.com. I'm going to save it. I had something I was going to say, but I'm going to save it for Tony. We'll catch him on the other side. All right, welcome back into Inside the Pizza Oven. I'm Freddy the Pizza Man, and like I said earlier in the podcast, we're going to head out to Pennsylvania, talk to owner of New Columbus Pizza Company, World Pizza Champion, by the way, Tony Cerimele. What's up, Tony?
Hey, Freddie. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. It was a pleasure talking, or we're going to talk, but getting you on the podcast, man. I've been following you for a little while, and you're doing some good stuff there in Pennsylvania.
Well, I appreciate you having me on. I really, the pizza world is a great place, and the more we can all do to expand it and help everybody is great. So I'm happy to be here.
Hey, listen, I'm an old Dago, so I mess up on words. What is the name of the city your pizzeria is in?
It's actually in a town called Nesquehoning, Pennsylvania.
Better you say that than me.
How about that, right? It's it's in the middle of. If people are familiar with Pennsylvania, it's about an hour and a half north of Philadelphia. We're in the Turnpike Corridor. We're between Scranton and Allentown.
All right. Okay. I've been to Pittsburgh. How far are you from Pittsburgh?
4.5.
4. Okay, so you're far away from Pittsburgh.
The other side. It's still. Listen, I'll tell you right now, there's Steelers people out there. We're Eagles people here. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I know. Listen, I know you're an Eagles fan. Speaking of, we're going to get into your story and your pizzeria, but I got to bust a little balls because you guys, I didn't hear from anybody when I called out you Philly fans and you Philly pizza guys when the Lions were going to come in and beat you guys. I never heard anything back.
Did it.
I didn't hear back from anybody.
Well, you're not going to,
That's, you know what? I'm guessing next time I come to Philly, you guys are going to throw some snowballs in my ass, aren't you?
Nah, you'll be okay. You'll be okay, Freddie.
Listen, even our boy Jim Maribelli, I've talked to him many times. He never even called me.
Yeah.
Hey, man, good call there. Nothing, like crickets. That's all I heard was crickets.
Well, he's too busy testing pizzas all over the state. God bless him.
I know. I tell him all the time, how do you stay in shape? Because he eats more pizza than I do. Yeah.
Oh, me too. Trust me.
Yeah. All right, well, listen. I want to get into your story. I know you go way back as a young boy with your uncle and your grandparents, and now what you're doing there with New Columbus Pizza Company. But first, I got to ask, Some people listening understand it. You're a world pizza champion. People that are listening that don't know, what's it all about?
You know what? It's first of all, I have to thank Tony Gemignani.
Okay.
Because without him, I don't know that the pizza game would be where it is right now. He's a mentor, he's a friend, and I really respect. And he just helped me so much in my life with pizza and other areas too. He's just the bomb. But Tony's the patriarch and the president of our team. And really, what it is, he tried to assemble the most humble and probably, like, in his eyes, some of the better pizza makers in the country who want to go on the level and compete.
Yep.
But at the same time, bring awareness to the communities that they serve. So we do stuff to help people who are hungry and all stuff like that, and give back to our communities. So it's really, at the end of the day, it's bringing awareness to, I would say, to elevate the craft of pizza, but it's also to help the communities that we live in.
Yeah,
that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's kind of what I do with pizza. My with autism, autism has touched my
you do
family.
Is phenomenal.
Thank you. So I totally get it, man. I'm mad because I had Will. I know you probably know him, Will Grant. I had him on last week.
Oh God, I roamed with him for 11 days in Italy.
Yeah, he just seems like a great guy, and I forgot to ask him about it. I said I got to ask Tony because Tony obviously was part of it. So that's kind of a cool thing.
It's like, it's we compete and all that, and we do in the competitions, but at the end of the day, it's about making. In my mind, I would say the final goal is about making things better for a lot of people through pizza.
Yeah.
If that kind of makes sense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I say it all the time, Tony. These big sports guys and guys in TV and radio or in the movies, they got a name. They're able to do stuff, right? Because they have a name. Well, us pizza guys, not all of them, but most pizza guys, we use our craft. I mean, I can't throw a touchdown pass, but I can make a pizza. So if we can make a pizza and help somebody else, what's the difference? Randall Cunningham or Tony Cerimele making a pizza and helping somebody. Same thing, right? It all boils down to the same thing. So, and by the way, I brought up Randall Cunningham because he's one of my guys growing up as a kid. So, loved Randall Cunningham. So, but that's a cool thing, man. I always hear in the podcast I do. A lot of people talk great about Tony. I've never met Tony. I probably never will.
You can meet him. He's just salt of the earth, man. I really can't say. He's like when you meet your hero. Like I'm a big Bruce Springsteen fan, right? And so many people say that God, when you meet Bruce, like he doesn't let you down. That's how Bruce is, the image, and that's how Tony is, man. He is just one of the most genuine and talented beyond belief, but just a great person. Yeah,
that's what I hear across the board, or you see it on social media, and a lot of the guys. There's a lot of names that we can bring up, and it's funny you bring up Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, everybody.
It's funny you bring up Bruce Springsteen. I got a good friend of mine that's in the radio, big time radio here. He's from Philly. He's a big Bruce Springsteen fan. So, kind of is that?
Tell him, listen. Tell him you got a pizza boy. You got a pizza guy. Bruce going on tour again. I'd like to see some more concerts. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I've never seen him. So, all right.
Oh, do yourself a favor, man. You got to go one time.
Yeah, maybe one day I'll check. Maybe one day I will check it out. I'll take the wife out. She always complains I don't take her out enough. So I'm sure you've heard that a few times.
That's another topic, Freddie.
That's a whole nother podcast. So, Tony, I know you go way back. I saw a little bit of your story on YouTube. You go back as a young boy living upstairs. Your grandparents and your uncle's catering business. Tell me about that, man. I want to hear about that.
Yeah, man. So it's, my family, we're from the coal region of Pennsylvania, and all our grandparents were miners. They came from Italy, a little bit of Irish. I'm a quarter Irish. And it's just hardworking people. My grandparents, like most Italian immigrants, I'm sure every Italian, they're great cooks. And I don't know the whole story. I've gotten different stories, but my uncle was supposed to be getting laid off from his job. He had like a year or two left, and knowing that my mother or my grandparents can cook, I think my two uncles, my Uncle Patty and my Uncle Schmick, along with my grandparents, because my dad was 10 years younger than them, and they started cooking. Our basement eventually turned into a full-blown, 1,500 square foot commercial kitchen, But they started cooking food and selling it and all that stuff back in the mid-'50s. And my grandmother used to make my uncle's pizza, and you guys will call it, I guess in our area, people are very familiar with Old Forge pizza.
Yep.
And I love it to death. It's phenomenal. But you get outside of Old Forge, and a lot of people make a very similar style of pizza. It just, I think it's a very northeastern Pennsylvania type of pizza. And so we kind of made something similar. And instead of eating it, my uncles would take it to the local bars and sell it. And we just started, as the business grew and grew and grew, my family and my uncle, my one uncle got out, my Uncle Schmick ran it, my grandparents helped them for a long time. We had a very, very large catering business. And my grandmother, Mamie, would still make the pizzas, and she sold them on Fridays. Fast forward 50-some years later, and I grew up, I lived upstairs. My dad owned the house, so I grew up there all the time.
And Tony, I don't mean to cut you off. Making a ton of pizzas at one time is not easy. People think of catering, trays of pasta and all that. And I'm sure you did that too. But catering a lot of pizzas at one time, that's not easy. That's not easy, man. When you're dealing with an oven, you know that.
Well, yeah, no, but we catered we didn't cater pizza.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, we didn't. So my family sold. The way it came to be is we sold pizza on Fridays. And that was it.
Okay, I got you.
We would sell pizza on Fridays from probably 10 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon, shut it down, and then prepare for catering the rest of the weekend.
Got you.
So you go 50 years, not to bore you, but to take a lot out.
No,
you go 50 years, and after my uncle retired, and some, unfortunate Italian family squabbles.
Oh.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah. Whole nother podcast.
I ended up, redoing the whole kitchen and taking it over and keeping the tradition going.
Yeah, so basically as a young boy, you watched. Like I did. I watched my father. I mean, it's funny. My dad in the 70s, I remember he used to make 10, 20 pizzas. I go, Dad, where are we going? Just get in the car. We're going somewhere. Okay. He'd go to these car dealerships where they fix the cars, the mechanics. He'd bring $5 pizza, $5, and that's what my dad was doing.
Freddie, so I remember as a kid that we used to sell a 12. It's like it's 11 by 17 or a 12 by 18 tray of pizza.
Yep.
For $3.
Oh man, yeah, I
remember seeing the signs.
So
it's just amazing.
I know. I saw one of my dad's old menus a couple years ago. I kept some of them, and I was just cleaning out some stuff. And back in '76, when he opened, he was selling. We were calling it a large special here, which is pepperoni, mushroom, onion, green pepper, bacon, and ham. And it was like $4.81. I'm like,
sure.
Wow. How the hell did you make any money, Dad? You had to raise 4 kids. Mom stayed at home. $4.81. But they did it, man.
I know they did it, though, right?
Yeah, they did it. And, people think we're in this business, we're making a ton of money. We're killing ourselves. But, we're not making a ton of money. We're making people happy is what we're doing. And and them being happy, we're happy, right? That's just kind of how it goes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but that's you watch your grandparents, you watch your uncle, and now you're doing your thing. And it's funny, from following you, I never realized, and I could be wrong, but I thought you were brick and mortar. You're a pizza truck.
No, we're brick and mortar.
Oh, okay.
So, kind of. So, we still sell pizza on Fridays from the brick and mortar location where the kitchen is. Got you.
But
yeah, it's all takeout and delivery. But then the rest of my operation is catering.
Yeah, so I noticed you went out and did a couple. Tell me about that. I mean, I'm guessing that you get to prep everything where your place is at. You don't have to go somewhere else and prep it. You get to prep.
Correct. Right.
Okay.
Yep.
I've always been intrigued in doing something like that, and I probably never will. But how is that, just going to a wedding or going here and there and making pizza on site like that?
You know what? it can be really, really beneficial for you. I never made wood fire pizza in my life, and my family never did it either. So I have a wood fired oven from Are Rockstars, and I bought it probably it's my fourth year with it. So this was something very new for us. But for the pizza guy, if you're in the business and you're looking to add a revenue stream, it is a very, very easy way to do it. I will say, especially if you have a place, like you'd have to buy an oven and probably buy a portable sink to kind of make yourself legal, obviously.
Uh-huh.
And then you just go. We do a lot of.
I know. You know what my dad would have done in the 70s. He would took an extra sink that he had in the pizzeria, stuck it on the truck, and then took an extra oven and put on some rollers, and he would have took it out there instead of going to get. That's what the old timers would have done back in the day.
Yeah, well, and listen, you don't have to have a wood fired oven to do this. I mean, my buddy Paul Cataldo, he's on the team, and he does tons of catering. He has an enclosed trailer that he has a blodgett oven. He rolls out gas. So you don't have to have the wood-fired oven. It's just something that I did. What I do like about having the wood-fired oven as opposed to a gas oven, we do some Italian festivals here. And the real big Italian festival every Labor Day in Scranton is La Festa Italiana.
Yep.
You have really good weather. You could have close to 100,000 people pass through there.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And, we'll rip through 1,600 pizzas in 3 days.
It's amazing.
And we don't have a line, Freddie, because that's one good thing, doing the wood fire pizza, if you want to get into some festivals and stuff like that. But I think, even with these, have you seen these Uni and Rockbox ovens?
No, I haven't. And maybe I have, and I just haven't paid attention.
Yeah, they're like these little tabletop ovens. I have one.
Oh, yeah.
For doing smaller parties. But I'll tell you, the world is hungry for pizza, man. There's so many opportunities.
I was gonna say
with
when
pizza, it's unbelievable.
When you go to these festivals, and I think the video I saw, you might have been at a wedding. I'm sure you've done some weddings.
Oh yeah,
that's something that's always intrigued me, and I've been thinking about this for a long time. Like I would just like to cater a wedding because I just think with the young generation, the way they think, like we don't want the big fancy wedding. We'd like to have a pizza party. I mean, that's just kind of the way they think, the younger generation. And I would imagine you cooking there and them watching you, they probably absolutely love it, don't they?
They love it. And what I do more, believe it or not, than cater a wedding is, I don't know how it is where you are in Michigan, but a lot of people here want to have something for their guests after the meal.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yeah, pizza. We always have pizza here.
So we'll show up, dinners at, cocktails at 6 o'clock, dinners at 7. We'll show up, we'll serve pizza from 9 to 11.
Yeah. Here what they do is a lot of the Italian wines that we go to, we'll have the hors d'oeuvres, and then we'll have the dinner, and then about 11 o'clock, 11:30, they'll roll out some bakery-style pizza, and they probably make it there. Yeah.
So same thing then, pretty much.
Yeah.
Or same concept, I should say,
So one thing, I want to go back to the wood fire. I've never used a wood fire oven, and I probably won't. If I stay here, I know I won't, but I've always been intrigued to try one. I don't know. Is there a difference? What's the difference between coal fire? I don't know if you've used coal or wood.
I did. I used coal when I went to Tony's Pizza School in San Francisco. So I'll tell you, Coalfire pizza is my absolute favorite pizza in the world.
It's got to be the taste, right?
Oh God, something about it. It just, I can't even describe how much I love it. But it's hard to. You can't get the same. It's a lot harder to work with coal, and wood fire definitely is easier for the road. Yeah. But they cook very different. You get the same heat, but you don't have that rolling flame with the coal-fired oven that you do with the wood.
Mm-hmm.
So you tend to have a little bit longer of a bake. So a typical wood-fired pizza, if you're doing like the Neapolitan style, let's say, you'll be done in like a minute and a half, maybe.
Yeah.
But the coal oven, you got about 3 minutes, I would say. Your floor is going to be right around the same temp, but your your ambient, like the whole thing about the flame in a wood-fired oven kind of acts as like a convection oven, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so in the coal fire, you have that little ember of a flame, but you don't have that pushing down on you. So it takes a little bit longer. But, boy, if I had to pick, I got to tell you, I'd go with the coal oven, Freddie. God, I just love those pizzas.
Yeah, the taste of them has to be incredible. I know for a fact I've never had a coal fire pizza because I don't think there's anything around here in Michigan. I mean, to be honest with you, Tony, I'm probably one of very few that make New York style pizza around here, old school New York style. I mean, make it on the brick.
I'm sure
There ain't many around here, and I'm trying. I'm just a little guy, and I don't think I'll ever be able to change the image around here, but I'm trying. And I think there's one in Detroit that's very well known. They've been on the Food Network or Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives and all that stuff. I don't know, man. I saw the pizza just from looking at it on TV. It didn't look like. I don't know, man. Just there's a part of Detroit where all the hipsters go, and it doesn't matter what you're making, they're gonna love it anyways. Cause you know how the hipsters are. But Michigan. There's some guys making good pizza here, but definitely not New York style. And I know not coal because, as a matter of fact, I had a guy come here about a year ago. He said he was looking for a coal-fired oven. He was from Jersey. I'm like, you know what? To be honest with
really?
you, I said he ate pizza and he loved it because I honestly I don't know. And if I did, I would tell you. But I would like. I'm going to try one day. I've got to because I would imagine the taste of it has to be because I mean when you eat a hamburger, right? When you cook it on a charcoal grill, it's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it just I think the way the coal cooks it just like it has a way of wicking the moisture out. Very different than gas.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it just and the way we make the coal, the way we made the coal pizzas, the Tonys were more in the style of like New Haven. So. You don't have a big cornicione, like, oh, God, it was just like, the experience in that oven, it was just unbelievable.
Now, how daunting was it when you first started wood fire? Because I know I want to try wood fire. I would like to, but I've never done it. I mean, I've cooked on a brick, Blodgett, and you've probably seen the picture of my Blodgett. It's old as hell.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
It's that's all I've ever done. So, I mean, how was it when you first started cooking with wood?
Thank God for YouTube, man.
I use it a lot too, buddy.
Yeah, so it was just trial and error. I made so many bad pizzas when I first started. I'm not going to lie to you. I'll be the first person to admit that. But, you just kind of get, you just research, Freddie, I made pizza every night for like a month and a half straight.
That makes you a better person when you make mistakes.
Until I just was like, all right, well, I think we can roll with this,
Now, is it...
I wasn't worried about it. I had the recipes down, right? So I was very confident in the recipes. I just had to get the technique, and the fermentation a little bit different and stuff, but yeah.
Well, here's my question, and maybe it's a stupid question, but, I mean, gas oven, I come in here... I turned it up to 650, and when I leave, I turn it down to 450. So I come in, I turn it up. When I leave, I turn it down. Now, when you go in with a wood fire, what's the process? If you guys start making pizza at 11 o'clock in the morning, okay, what's the process to get the wood fire going?
So, for me, it's in the catering world. It's different, right? So, because my oven's not going every day, so. If I have to start making pizza at 11 o'clock in the morning from a cold oven, I'm lighting that fire at 7:30. Now, if I have the time and I'm able to, I'll have a fire in it the night before.
Okay.
Just to warm it up. Now, when we're doing festivals, day in and day out, or I have like a catering event Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Thursday night, obviously, I'd light the oven just to kind of get it warm a little bit, and then Friday would use it. Then you're looking at about an hour the next day to get it up to where we have to be. A good wood-fired oven will retain the heat. So if we stop cooking pizza at 10 o'clock on Friday night, I put the cover on it. I go out there the next day, it's going to be 500 degrees still.
How do you put the fire out? You put something on top of it?
I don't put it out. You let it burn out.
Oh, okay. So is it
Yep,
a matter?
I let it burn.
Is it a matter of like, will it start with 4 logs, 5 logs, or 2 logs, or at?
Yeah, well, I start with kindling,
Okay.
just a lot smaller pieces, just to get the fire, get some embers going, and get those coals, and then, so how I do my oven, Freddie. So I start in the center with small logs. I get the fire burning, and once I see the dome kind of burning off to where it's getting white, you're getting close to like 700 degrees.
Yeah.
And then I do a perimeter burn, so I'll push it to the back for half an hour, and then whatever side I want to cook on, I'll push it to the opposite side first for another half an hour, and then once it's all turning white, we push it over to the side we're going to keep the fire on, for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
And then, and then I switch sides for the oven's sake. I don't know if you have to, and if we're at a festival, I try to like put the fire in a spot to where people, when they're walking, can see the fire. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. The people love that, man.
Yeah.
My wife tells me all the time, get a wood fire in there. But I say, for what? I've never done this. You want me to do something I've never done? It's like, give me a little time,
Well, and I'll tell you too, and guys will disagree, I'm sure, but when we do a festival, like, I hate to take a wood fire pizza and put it in a box.
Oh, yeah, I know. I hate putting any pizza in a box, to be honest with you.
Oh, listen, and I tell people, you could take the best pizza in the world, you put it in a box, it's over.
It's over, yeah.
It's over, but I feel it's so much worse with a wood fire pizza. I cringe. I'm like, oh God, please, really?
I know.
I asked them, please, just take a bite before you put it in the box.
I know. People come here, get a couple slices to go. I said, for what? Sit down. I got room. Sit down and eat it.
I know.
But Tony, I got a second blodgett on the bottom I don't use, and I always wondered, and maybe you can answer this question. I always wanted to take a pile of coal, like you was, just pile it like a pyramid, stick it in the corner of that oven, light it. You think they would cook some pizzas on there? You think it would make the stone warm enough?
I'm sure it would. I never. There's a vent, right? It vents out.
Yeah, it vents out. I mean, it's got a vent.
The heel get out. I don't see why it wouldn't work.
Yeah, I got to try it one time.
But the difference is, so what I've learned about coal ovens, and if you do some, like if you were to go to a video and watch like Sally's or Pepe's from New Haven.
Yep.
If you look, you have the mouth of the oven where they put the pizzas, and then to the left or the right, there's where they put the coal, and I think there's a grate underneath so you get airflow.
Yeah. I'm gonna. You know what? I gotta check that out because
Yeah.
I thought about dabbling with that because I really want to taste a coal-fired pizza. So I got a couple bags sitting in my garage. So one day I'm gonna stick it in there, just light it, and then come here on a Sunday when I'm closed and just dabble with it and see what it does. I mean, can't hurt, right?
Oh, buddy, I'm telling you, it's my favorite coal-fired pizza. Even so, I don't know how you grew up eating, but like my family always made like square rectangular pizza, and there was this great Italian pizza place in Lehighton, Pennsylvania called Pizza Como. We loved it, and we'd always be like, Mom, can we go Pizza Como tonight? Like we were so tired of eating our own pizza, we wanted to try other people's pizza.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So but God, Freddie, my favorite pizza in the world is coal-fired, thin crust coal-fired pizza. I'm in heaven.
I grew up with my dad opened his pizzeria in the 70s, and he had a standard pickup and delivery pizzeria. I grew up, my dad made the pizza on the screens, so nothing, the pizza was good, but nothing, special. It was made on screens. I mean, he was using grande cheese and all that back then. He was making it good. That's kind of what I grew up with. But when I started making, when I went out on my own, I started making it on the stone. I started cooking it because I like it on the stone, right directly on the. You get guys that say they can make pizza, but there ain't too many people that can put a pizza on a wood paddle and get it off there, right? I mean, I'm sure you've ran into a few of those guys.
Myself included.
Just do what I do all the time. I blow under. I'm so used to it now. I just blow right underneath it. Because my Jersey boy. Well, and that's what's so great about this industry. Like little tricks you pick up. Like I use mostly semolina now. I don't know what you use, but No, I use my flour, and the flour works, but half the time I forget. I forget to put the flour, and then when you start pounding on top, and it's like, fuck, this is not going to come off. I know it. It's not going to come off. So
yeah, we do. It's funny. We do pop-ups, so like people. As funny as this might sound, like people are still not used to coming to our place in Nesquehoning and getting like New York style pizza.
Wow.
So we'll do. In fact, in November we're popping up 2 Saturdays. I call it a pop-up. I'm just going to open, but yeah,
they do that here
in December, and we're going to do New York pizzas, and we'll put them on the stone. But I start them on screens, Freddie. I'm not going to lie to you.
You do cook them on the screens?
I start them on a screen, and I take them off.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, But
Yeah.
that's what I grew up with, because you asked me. But I cook them directly right on the stone. I like that.
Well, you know what? And I don't know if you're facing this issue or not, but I know a lot of my friends are, and I do at times. Is help.
Yeah.
So, it's easier for me to teach a person to stretch a pizza and put it on a screen, put it in the oven, and then eventually take it off than it is to put it on a peel and worry about nightmares.
No, I totally understand. I know for me, maybe it's just my oven. I was having a problem with if I started on the screen and then took it off, it would burn. It would burn faster on the bottom. That makes sense?
Really?
Yeah, it was the weirdest thing.
I have the opposite problem, but
yeah. So I would because when I first started doing it, because I was a little nervous putting it on. I've never done it on a wood board. I started doing it. I said, I'm going to practice. I started with 10 inches, but eventually I've got to make 18 inches because I make those all day long for slices. And
sure,
I started and I would started halfway and I would take it off and it would like burn. I'm like, fuck, what am I going to do?
Get out.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe the moisture in my dough was different. I don't know. But that's the issue I was having. So I wanna get into more of what you're doing there at New Columbus. And I did read something on you. You actually went to college. You don't see too many pizza guys that go to college.
I did. Yeah, I went to Drexel University in Philadelphia.
How long did you go for? A couple of years? Did you get? How'd you do? What'd you
5
do?
years. Believe it or not. How about this one? I got an academic scholarship, Freddie. How about that?
So you because most people, I mean, you grew up in it. You grew up as a kid. I did. I knew from a young kid I wanted to do this. My dad kept telling me, "No, go to college, go to college, go to college." I said, "Dad, I don't want to go to college." I never paid attention in high school. You want me to go to college? And
well, yeah.
that was
so. I think the difference with me was it wasn't my parents' business.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it was my uncle's at the time.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that I wouldn't. And ironically, I have the name, but I still didn't have that option. In a way, like I even though I took it over, I kind of restarted it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so I went to Drexel University in Philadelphia. Coming out with a business degree.
So you brought up Old Forge earlier. You said that's your favorite pizza. Now, did you see the Presidente was there like a couple months ago eating the Old Forge?
Prez, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's funny. So
you ever meet him?
I'll tell you, I did. I met him in Vegas. He's actually a very nice guy.
He went to Michigan here, right down the street, University of Michigan.
Yeah, he's a big Michigan guy. I know.
Yeah, big Michigan slap.
But you're going to laugh at me. So if you look at a map, so I'm from, like I said, Nesquehoning, Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the Old Forge is between Wilkes-Barre and Scranton, Pennsylvania. And my town where I lived was kind of like the cutoff. People in the town north of me went to Wilkes-Barre and Scranton for everything. We went south to Allentown and Bethlehem and Philadelphia.
Uh-huh.
So I didn't go until I got my first job out of college. I hardly ever went north. So I'll never forget when I met my wife. My wife is from Old Forge. I met her through work because I worked in medical sales.
Okay.
And our second date, well, she was from Old Forge. Our first date, how about this? We went to a Japanese restaurant. Funny, but our second date, and this is kind of what sparked my reinterest because at the time when I was in college, I really wasn't cooking or making pizza or anything, and we went to Old Forge. I'll never forget it. We went to Old Forge. And now, I have to tell you, I'm thinking I'm going to the pizza capital. I heard about Old Forge and all this pizza, and I'm thinking, well, I'm going to get round pizza. I'm going for like a New York slice, right? That's what I'm thinking.
The Prez was making fun of that sign, by the way. You saw that in the video. This is the capital, capital of the world.
Yeah, I know. But so I'm thinking, I'm going to have like this round pizza. This would be great. So, Freddie, I'm not kidding you. So we go with Cafe Rinaldi, and the owners, they're just, everybody knows Forge. I will say this. All the owners, they're just phenomenal people.
Yeah, that's what
they
Jim
really
says
are.
all the time.
I can't say enough about them. But so we sit down in Cafe Rinaldi, and I'm looking around thinking, well, it's a pretty busy place. They put the pizza out for it. I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, like, this looks like, what is this? I look at the pizza. There's like 9,000. I'm kidding, but there's like 9,000. You can't move in the place.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, like, what? Like, they're coming here for this? I'm like, this is what we make. Similar, but you know what I mean. And like that started my endeavor, my love with trying to make pizza, you know. But
yeah. What makes Old Forge?
Have you had Old Forge pizza?
No, I haven't. What makes it unique? Because when I look at it from afar and I look at it from a video that Jim puts out or a picture, it looks like a rectangle pizza with a lot of cheese on top.
It depends. Yeah. So I think what makes it different, you know, and I said to some people here, you know, I call it like, you know, our version of the original Grandma's pizza. Yeah. Because I think the way it originated was, well, I know that Mrs. Gigerelli years ago, if I talked to Angela Janelle, and that's a story from our Carol and Janelle's, but, you know, I think it was probably originated from grandmothers or mothers, whoever making it. It's probably like a same-day type dough. You make it on a Sunday morning, you're eating it later in the day, you know, but I think Old Forge pizza, if I would describe it, you know, it's a very light crust, and there's a cheese blend. You know, some of us up here get a little bit knocked for using American cheese a little bit in our pizzas.
Yeah.
But do you know where that comes from?
No.
So years ago, and my family uses it too, in our original recipe, but where that comes from is the cheese rations.
Okay.
So, you know, Italians are very, old school Italians are very resourceful, right?
Oh,
Your
yeah.
parents didn't waste anything, correct?
No, nothing.
So they would get rations for American cheese because it was cheaper during the 40s, 30s, 40s, and 50s for food, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they would, instead of getting mozzarella because it was really expensive, they would put this on the pizza. If that makes sense.
Do you like American cheese?
I gotta tell you, I love it.
Really? Because I'm the opposite. I don't. I mean, I don't hate it, but I don't. It's not like me. I like provolone. I eat cheese. I like provolone. You know.
Oh, I love them all. Now I'll tell you, so American cheese. Some places use it 100%. No, we don't do that. Well, my uncle used to. I do not do that. I blend it. So, okay. So some places will use it straight, you know, but that's where, but it adds a very distinct taste, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I would also call Old Forge pizza, I would say that like the sauce is probably more of a marinara, like a fresh marinara sauce than it is a pizza sauce.
Yeah.
So you get a punch of onion, if that makes sense, you know.
Yeah, I think I saw a video. And it was probably Jim, to be honest with you.
I'm sure it was. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's all over the Old Forge. Now, are they pressing the dough out in the pan and then cooking it right there, the whole pizza, or are they cooking the pizza, the dough first, letting it raise, and then cooking it and then making the pizza?
Yeah. So it's you know it's going to be mostly like a par bake with the sauce on it.
Okay, got you.
You know, and then cheese sauced again and cheese a little bit later. There are very few places up here now that will put. There's a great place in Scranton called Maroney's.
Okay.
Right. Well, they will sauce and cheese it right from the fresh dough, so it's a softer bite. It's great pizza.
Yeah. They let it raise.
But
no, you said they make it. they don't let it raise. They make it right there, and then.
Yeah, you know what? I got to tell you. So I do some doughs, like you, I'm sure. Like my dough that I competed with in Lake City, it rose for 4 days, right? But
Nice.
But most places in Old Forge, it's going to be a same day dough.
Yeah. I usually, when I make dough, I make it, roll it, put it away, and then the next day, 24-hour raise. I like to go 48 hours. It just it's just impossible sometimes with space and.
Oh, buddy, I get it. It's tough.
Yeah. It's funny. You bring up. You said your first date was Japanese food. You being from Philly, my first date, I took my wife to see Balboa, Rocky. Because I started thinking when you were talking, like, where the hell did I take my wife? I was, Balboa.
Yeah.
2006.
We were Kyoto. Oh, it was great. She dropped her fork on the floor 3 times. I must have made an impression on her.
Oh yeah, my wife. Yeah, the wives. They're something else, man. They're part of the equation when it comes to our lives. That's for sure.
Oh, now she puts up with me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, that's what my wife says to me all the time. She says, I never pay attention or nothing. I said, I pay attention to everything. I said, listen, if I got 100 people to walk through my door at lunchtime and I'm pumping out pizzas, believe me, I'm paying attention to you. Don't, I can do that, but I can't, come on. So, you know how it goes. I always tell everybody, people ask me all the time, well, what's it like being married? What do you do? How do you make it work? I said, don't ever give in. Don't ever let it win. It's if you let it win one time, you're done. Just don't.
It's over. You can't do it. Yep.
Don't happy. I always say happy husband, happy life. That's how I do it.
There you go. And the fact that we're never home, they probably like that too.
That's true. So last couple of things. A New Columbus Pizza Company. What are your hours? I mean, how many hours are you working? I mean, what are the hours there?
Yeah. So I have to be honest with you. So we're open on Fridays to the public. We make an array of pizzas. Homemade meatballs, sausage, and strombolis. We're open from 11 to 5.
Okay.
To the public. The rest is all catering.
That's good, man. That's fantastic. I mean, listen, my hours here at my pizzeria, I open up at 10:30 and I close at 5, because my place is very unique where I'm at. I'm near Ford Motor headquarters, so.
Big lunch crowd, right?
Big lunch crowd, because my city, the city where I'm at, thousands of people come to this city to work from Indiana, Ohio, all over Michigan. They come here to work, home. And then they go home. I'm like, man, I'm not staying here. Yeah. That's
how it was, Freddie, too, with us. So, like, I got to tell you, like, and credit to my uncle, I will say that, because we had such a big catering business that he would have to close and start prepping for the weekend. So his hours, people stopped coming at noon.
Yeah.
He used to start baking pizza at like 5 a.m. So, and that kind of still catches on. So, yeah, I tried staying open later, but it's not worth it.
No, you got kids, I'm assuming, right? Young kids?
Yeah. So but I have 2 little girls. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and to be honest, the later I stay open, I'm not making a lot more money, so it's not worth it, right?
Listen, you have to. This is the mistake I see in a lot of people that open business, and it could be anything other than pizzeria business, not just pizza. And you probably see the same thing. They want to open all these hours. They want to put a million things on the menu, and then you're screwed. Then you start taking away. It's easier to add than it is to take away. And
I agree.
And this may sound cocky, or some people think it's kind of shitty, but you got to carry the business around you, not your customer. And what I mean by that is that you got to be happy with what you're doing, the hours, what you're putting on the menu, and what you're making. If you're happy with 2 things and you're happy opening 4 days a week, your customers are going to benefit more than you will, because you will be happy, right?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, to be honest with you. And the thing is too, like, and that's the issue I think with, and Tony taught me a lot about this too, and he was spot on right. Like, listen, everyone's a rock star on social media, but you have to know where you're at.
Yep.
And we're trying to. we're in the process now of looking to open up in the Wilkes-Barre Scranton area a full-blown place. But that's different than where we're at, in Nesquehoning. So we just kind of have to manage those rivers as they come, because it's just, I think knowing where you're at and knowing the demographics is, God, that's like, so much of it. Because anybody who's into it, Freddie, right, and is trying to make a better product, you're going to have a decent product, I would think. People that care, you're going to have a decent product.
Yep.
So I don't know that food is a limit. I don't know the taste of your food is the limiting factor. I think there's so much more to it. Like you said, like if you were going to be open, okay, 90% of your business is till 5 o'clock. Well, why would you stay open till 9?
Yeah.
And have those ovens running? It's not worth it.
And then you're going to be unhappy, and then you know what's going to suffer? You're going to suffer, and the food's going to end up suffering. When you're unhappy, the food will suffer, because and the people that put 100 things on the menu, and you're right, Tony, what he told you is right. The people are rock stars. I mean, we know half of the shit you see on social media is full of crap. The more people are posting, and the more people are putting, come buy this and come buy that. Listen, that's you know what's going on. I know you do it because I watch you. I know me. I like just to post a picture here and there of a pizza. I'm not saying, hey,
I don't do it.
Come buy this for $10.
I get yelled at like you. I probably should do it more. I forget.
Yeah. You know when I post something is what I'm eating. I'll post something what I'm eating, and I put it out there. I don't say, hey, come buy my pizza. It's $10 today. I don't do none of that. No way. I post the most about my foundation, and what we discussed earlier in the podcast. I use my pizza and I'm not famous. I use my pizza as pizza fame to try to help the foundation. That's why I post some pictures. But I
love it, dude.
You're 100% right, dude. There's a lot of people are rock stars, and when they're posting a lot of stuff, and this is the reason why I do the podcast. For no other reason, because I love to talk to guys like you in the pizzeria business, and I watch and I observe. I see the guys that are out there. They're just doing good things, just good people, and you could just tell. And I could sit there and I can talk to you all night, man, all night.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So, lastly, I got to ask you, and I ask everybody, if you're not eating pizza, you and your wife go somewhere. Not pizza, though. What are you eating? What's your favorite go-to? It doesn't have to be a specific place like Gino's or Pat's. Just
come on.
Which one, Gino's or Pat's, by the way?
Well, so... Oh, God. Can I pick? I have to pick one of those, or can I pick somebody else?
No, pick somebody else.
So I'll tell you, I'll give you this. Between Gino's and Pat's, I'll go Pat's.
Okay.
Now, I'll also say I think the best pizza and sandwiches being served in Philadelphia right now are from Angelo's Pizzeria in South Philadelphia.
Okay. I know there's a guy, you probably saw it, and you don't have to say nothing if you don't want, but they're on the Food Network all the time. Excuse me, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Tacarelli's and...
Tacanelli's?
Tacanelli's, excuse me.
Yep. So Tacanelli's is great. There's two. They had a family feud, too. So the original is in Philadelphia, and the spinoff is in Jersey.
They brought that up on the show. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, great pizza. This guy, Danny... doing pizza in Philadelphia in the market on 9th Street, buddy, you got to go.
Yeah. Well, if I come there, I'm coming
to you first. Watch him on Instagram. I mean, first of all, he's a pisser. You'll laugh your ass off.
Okay.
And just the products he's putting out. He's a bread guy. He's a bread guy and making pizza and sandwiches. Oh my God, it's unbelievable.
What's his name on Instagram?
Angelo's Pizza, South Philly. Check it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it. You know what? I probably follow him. Is that the guy that was looking for a new mixer?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's the guy. Oh yeah.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah.
And there's another guy, pizza. He only makes 40 pizzas a day. Is he near you?
No, so he's in Philadelphia. Joe Badia from.
Yeah.
I've actually never had his. My nephew had his pizza. He said it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten there yet. But now he closed that place.
Oh.
where he was doing 40 pizzas a day. And now Pizza Shack of Maxon owns that now. And he opened up Pizzeria Badia in Fishtown, the same area. But now I think he's open like whatever, like a normal place.
Okay. So I cut you off. What's your go-to food if you and your wife are heading out somewhere?
So if we go out, I will normally eat, I think, a nice calamari appetizer, not going to lie to you. And I will probably order a steak only because I very rarely eat it or cook it at home.
Yeah, I don't eat much red meat either. Not, a steak is when you're looking at pizza all day long, a good steak sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, I got people are like, you must eat pizza all the time. I'm like, I got to tell you, I don't. I don't eat a lot of pizza anymore. I used to. I don't. When I was testing things out, I ate a lot of it. Yeah. But even now, like if I have a new pizza, I don't even eat a whole slice. I don't know about you, but
I eat a slice. I get here at 7 in the morning. I eat a slice of pizza, and
no, that's breakfast.
But
it doesn't count.
I don't. And it's funny because I get up at 5. I'm starving at 5, and I get here at 7. I'm starving, but I don't make a whole pizza for myself. Never do I make a whole pizza for myself. So, I get what you're saying. I eat a slice here and
I don't know if you're like this, but like when it comes to for me eating pizza, I want to try other people's pizza.
Yeah. You know what? I don't, but I want to as well. But the thing is, I think with Michigan, it's not going to be as the same as where you're at because I think you got a lot of places.
We're so concentrated. No,
yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. I always hear all the time, New York, Jersey. And the funny thing is, my pizzeria got a lot of Jersey people because they came here, transplanted to Ford Motor Company. And I'm like, man,
sure.
you guys always leave out Philly. Philly, you know, I watch Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. I watch these shows. There's a lot of good pizzerias in Philly, man. They look pretty good there. So the whole Philly area, not just Philly, but the whole Pennsylvania in general. So Michigan, you got a lot of chains here. And so for me, it would be harder to I'd have to come out there. And
do you have, speaking of chains, because you like Coalfire Pizza, do you have any Anthony's Coalfire pizzas up by you?
Tony Sacco's, they call it. Is that the same?
Oh, so it's not Anthony's. Okay.
Yeah, there's a. You know what's funny? There's a Tony Sacco's, right down, not too far from my house. And the thing is, I don't want to go there because it's a chain, and I want to try a Coalfire pizza, and I don't want to go there because it's a chain. So I don't know.
Well,
maybe I should just.
And
try
I agree with you. I will say though, you're on the East Coast. There's a chain called Anthony's Coalfire Pizza.
Okay.
Where they make the pizza in-house at each place, the dough. I have to tell you, it's actually, it breaks my heart to say this, but it's half decent for a chain. I will say that.
I wonder if they're the same, because you say Anthony, and this is Tony Sacco. I wonder maybe there was a few in the family, and maybe they split up or something.
A spinoff, it might be. Do they have coal-fired hot wings or coal-fired wings?
I don't know. But them being, if they're Italian, you know that damn well there was a family feud somewhere. For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Tony,
I'll be a millionaire if I place that bet.
Listen, Tony, I can talk to you all night. Where can everybody find you on social media?
Sure, yeah. So they could find me at New Columbus Pizza Co. on Facebook and New Columbus Pizza Co. on Instagram. And if they want to, just send me a friend request to Tony Cerimele on Facebook.
How often do you do the World Pizza Championship? Now you compete?
Yeah, so I try to go to Vegas every year and compete. And so far the Caputo Cup has been in Atlantic City the last few years. I competed there. I competed in Italy last year. So we'll see if we can get back there again this year. But usually 2 or 3 times a year. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
I've never been to any of those shows. Never. And
really?
No, never. And the one in Vegas next year, maybe in March, I think it is.
It's at the end of March. You should go, Freddie.
I might go. If a lot of the guys I've had on the podcast end up going, I think I'm going to go. So there's a few I want to meet.
I'll be there, buddy.
There's a few I want to meet. I can already tell you, and I swear I'll tell you this not because I'm talking to you. I want to meet you for sure. So
yeah, I'm
going to try to get out there. So
you know what's neat too about it, because I'm getting into baking bread now,
okay,
and they have the Artisan Pizza Expo combined with it.
Okay,
the Artisan Bread Expo combined.
Yeah.
So it's just there's so much you could. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I dabble with. I make bread here. You know, with my old pizza dough, I make it. Yeah, I like doing it, but it's definitely an art. It's kind of neat making bread.
Oh God, I'm like an infant right now with it. You know.
Yeah, I bet. All right, brother. Listen, fun. I usually. I mean, I went 20 minutes longer than I usually do, but
Gee, sorry, Freddie.
No, it's okay. Actually, it's funny. My wife called me, I know, before we did the podcast. She goes, "You coming home soon?" I said, "Yeah, I got to do a podcast." A guy in Pennsylvania. She goes, "I got your favorite Chinese food." I'm like, "Oh, shit." So you know what I eat when I'm not eating pizza. Chinese food.
I hear you, buddy. I got you.
Tony, a pleasure talking to you, man. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
Thanks, Freddie. Be in touch, buddy. See ya.
Will, you got my number. Thanks, brother. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, man, that was a lot of fun. I could have talked to Tony all day long. I know Jim talks to him a lot, and I started following him on social media because of Jim Mirabelli of Nepa Pizza Review. So thanks for tuning in, and remember, the Super Bowl squares, you want to get one, love to have you get one, $75 a square. All the money raised for the Super Bowl squares goes to the Foundation for Autism, Freddy the Pizza Man Foundation, FreddyThePizzaMan.com. We'll see you next week or 2 weeks, whenever I'm not busy. Thanks, guys.